know what it is about being surrounded by books that just makes me feel so happy, but it just does it for me every time. Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angel. I film a lot of bookish videos, vlogs, videos pertaining to hobbies, and if that's your vibe, you might want to stick around because we have a pretty fun time over here. I mean, I may just be a little bit biased, but I'm sure it's true. Okay, I'm sure it's true. As you've seen by the title, I will be going through every book on my physical TBR, which I don't feel like I have too many, but I may just be in denial. I might have just a little bit of a problem, but that's not the point of this video. That is not the point of this video, okay? This is for entertainment purposes, okay? I love these videos, so I'm excited to do one of my own. If you see a book that you want me to read, definitely bully me into reading this because maybe I just need that little extra push. Okay, don't be afraid to bully, but you guys only better be bullying me because any other time it's not okay. Not okay. But okay, now that we got that out of the way, I'm also going to be unwrapping these books that are on my TBR because I think for September I need to pick my own TBR. I've been a little slumpy, so. Or I might just do a TBR jar. But okay, let's get started because I don't want this to be too long of a video. I think I'm gonna start by unwrapping. And I also have forgotten a lot of books that I wrapped. So it's like getting new books. I have All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I've had this book for a really long time, like back before I was even really into reading. I didn't know my book taste. I didn't know what books to get. I just heard a lot about Colleen Hoover and just decided to pick it up, but I have not read it yet, obviously. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I finished the first book like nearly a year ago, but then I went through the most horrific, traumatizing breakup, and then I just like could not finish a book at all. But while we're at it, I also have the rest of the series. I'm hoping to read this series October through December because this series not only gives fall but also winter vibes as well, so I'm super excited. This big book, I know what this book is. I have Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. This is the last book in Magnolia and BJ's point of view, so I have not brought myself to read this. I already know it's going to be so sad, but I know I'm going to love it regardless. I'm not ready for this heartbreak. I'm just not. I mean, maybe I am because I miss them so much, but we'll see. I have Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. The show just came out, so I may need to hop back into this really soon. I read the first book like a year ago. I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is like a Cinderella reimagining, and it's sci-fi, I believe, because she's a cyborg, so could be really fun. I hear a lot of people love this. I believe the other books are about other princesses. I have The Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I did start this book when I was in that book slump, but I didn't make it too far, so I do want to pick this back up soon. I've heard great, amazing things about this. Plus, it's a duology, I think, so it'll be quick to just read 2 books and then just get it out the way. So I heard it's like The Hunger Games but with the vampires, and that just sounds amazing. I have The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. And I picked this book up a while ago. It's supposed to be like really spicy. Yeah, it's about a nanny. She does OF, and the dad that she's nannying for, he's like subscribed to it or something. Yeah, super spicy. I just haven't been in the mood for it. I never can get over this cover. It's so pretty to me. I just love pink and yellow. I have Bunny by Mona Awad. This is like dark academia meets horror. I've heard many different things about this. I heard that this was weird. I heard that you can't tell what's real and what's fake. So I'm really interested in reading this book. I might have to pick this up soon. I have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I feel like you either love or you hate this book. I feel like when I first started reading, this wasn't something I'd go for. And now I'm learning my reading taste. And like when it comes to romances, or I know this is like contemporary romance or barely a romance, but I love romances that are like devastating and heartbreaking and deep. So I feel like I'd like this. I have Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I hear this is a great way to get into Brandon Sanderson because it's not one of his like more high fantasy books. I'm sorry if anything changed like the angle or the lighting. I just have to clear some storage. But like I was saying, this is kind of like a cozy fantasy. I feel like a lot of people that are like huge Brandon Sanderson fans don't like this one. But then that's why I feel like it'll be great to start off with this one. I have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I did soft DNF this book. I just wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but it's like a gothic fantasy romance and I hear great things about this. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking this up during the fall and winter seasons. Okay, last two on the Wrapped TBR. I have the Mind Book series. I feel like everyone loves this series so much. I did not know that this was dark romance. I just thought it was like a thriller, but yeah, I've heard amazing things about this. I think the size just really intimidates me, even though like the font is pretty large and it's like 5 books in one, so that's why it's this size. But yeah, maybe I just need to be bullied into reading this because everyone seems to love it. Okay, last Wrapped book. I have Iron Flame, and I was so excited when this book came out. I loved Fourth Wing, but I've heard not so great things about this book, and that's what's making me not want to read this. But the third book comes out in January, so I want to read this book soon because the way Fourth Wing left off, I feel like this is going to have like a cliffhanger moment, so I think I'm going to wait till it gets closer to that time. I am really missing the dragons though. I love dragons in fantasy. Why am I low-key really missing them now? I may want to pick this up soon. Okay, so that's all of the Wrapped books. These books down here, they're books that I already read. I need a shelf so I can display them, but okay, I'm just gonna start picking. I have King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I've never read a book by Anna Huang, so I'm interested in like seeing if I like her writing. I have Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey, which is a sapphic romance. I have Assistant to the Villain. I feel like this has been on my TBR the most times out of any other book, so if this is good, if you like this book, bully me into reading this because clearly I just won't without bullying. So I give you guys my permission, okay? I have The Local Woman Missing. I've heard so much about this thriller. I just think it gives winter vibes. So I'm trying to wait till it's cold outside to read this. I have A Quarter Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I believe this is just a novella in the ACOTAR series. I miss these characters so much. I have Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. This is another sapphic romance. I'm just obsessed with this cover. I have The Cellar in the Cabin by Natasha Preston. This is 2 books in one, so thick girl here. I have Hidden Pictures by Jason Recolak, I think that's how you say it, but super excited for this. I'll be reading this very soon. I have They Both Die at the End. I bought this years ago before I was even in my reading era, for real. Before I really loved reading, so I feel like I might not even read this. I may need to unhaul this. Yeah, I don't see myself ever reading this. I have Dead as a Doorknob. It's a book in the Sookie Stackhouse series. I love True Blood, so I just decided why not pick up the books. This I got from the thrift store. It's not even the first book in the series, so I'm eventually going to get the other ones. I have The Girl I Used to Be by April Henry. I have Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I loved the movie. This is another book I found in the thrift store, so I just decided to get it. I have Too Late by Colleen Hoover. This is on my August TBR. I have The Midnight Library, also August TBR. I have The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Currently reading this right now. Currently loving this. Frida McFadden does it for me every single time. That's all I'll say. I have Little Fires Everywhere. I have not finished the show, but I've seen like a couple of episodes and it's really good. I may need to read the book before I go back and watch the show. Okay, let's move some of these books over here. I have We Set the Dark on Fire. I started this book like a really long time ago. Made it to page 220 and just have not finished it yet, so yeah. I have A Curious Beginning. I still have not finished this. Stopped at page 222. Hopefully I pick this back up soon. I have The House in the Cerulean Sea, August TBR. I have Renegades by Marissa Meyer, August TBR about superheroes. I'm super excited to read this. I just have not gotten to it yet. I have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, and I feel like I want to get to this book soon. It's also a duology. It's not like a huge series, so it won't take me too long. And I've had this book on my TBR for a really long time, so I want to get to this soon. Sounds really good. Low-key reminds me of like Powerless because there's a thief and a prince, so if you know, you know. I have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is on my August TBR. I hear amazing things about this book. I have In 5 Years, August TBR, so hopefully I'll be getting to this soon. I have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. I, for some reason, really love this cover. It's not even like the most beautiful cover ever, but I like it. I've heard amazing things about this duology, so I'm really excited to get to it. I hear it's like a gothic fantasy, so I feel like it'll be perfect for winter. I think that's when I'll read it. I have Almost There. It's a twisted tale. It's about Tiana. Tiana is my favorite princess. And it says, what if Tiana made a deal that changed everything? So it sounds good just based off that. Tiana is my girl. I feel like this would just be like a really fun read. I have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I feel like this is gonna be so perfect for October. Perfect, like little cozy palette cleanser. Super excited for this book. I have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I have not read a book by Olivia Blake, but I hear her writing is just so pretty and poetic. I'm excited to read one of her books, and this is like a Romeo and Juliet spinoff, but like modern day witches in New York. That sounds like a good time, even though I really don't like Romeo and Juliet. It's not my favorite. Shakespeare wasn't my favorite. I love me some Edgar Allan Poe. If I had to pick, Edgar. It's my guy, but still excited to read this. I have Happy Place by Emily Henry, August TBR. I did start this. Okay, I made it to page 57 and then picked up another book because I'm just probably not in the mood for this. It's very cutesy, very demure, but I'm just not in that headspace. I'm reading The Teacher by Frida. You know, I need something dark and twisty. That's the mood I'm in. Yeah, but hopefully I'll pick this back up soon. I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Stephanie Garber's writing is literally so beautiful. So I already know I'm really going to enjoy this, but I don't know when I'm going to pick this book up because I did read Once Upon a Broken Heart before this series, so I just don't know. It just hasn't been on my top priority list, okay? City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Again, I started this, made it to page 56, picked something else up because this is when I was in my horrible reading slump, so I just never got back to it. But I'm so excited to start this series. I hear amazing things about it. It just is a huge commitment that I'm not sure I'm ready to make right now. I have The Lake by Natasha Preston. Started this book, did not finish. Hopefully I'll pick it back up soon. I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've never read any books by this author, but so many people love this author. But I honestly have not felt like picking this book up at all, and I don't see myself wanting to pick up this book. So I think I'm gonna unhaul it, unfortunately. But if it's good, you know, bully me into reading it because maybe I just need that extra push because I have no desire to read this at all. I got this a long time ago. I have Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is like the second book in the Never After series. I don't know if you're supposed to read them in order, but I read Hooked first. I loved Hooked, but I just have not finished this book. And I don't know when I'll be in a mood for a dark romance. We have another dark romance, Haunting Adeline. I am scared for this book. Okay, I'm scared for it, but I hear a lot of people love it. I did start it and I made it to page 79. Yeah. This is like a stalker romance. I don't know what to say about it, but yeah, I'm scared. Rightfully so, I'm sure. And then I have The Ballad of Never After. I still have not finished this. It's been like a year, so yeah. So at this rate, I may just read the Caraval series before I even hop back into this. Maybe I'll do that. I have The Air He Breathes by Brittany Cherry. I'm super excited to read some of this author's work. I hear amazing things about her. I have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Look at this cover. Stunning. I know. Stunning. I'm super excited for this book. The second book in the Before I Let Go series. I don't know what it's called, but I hear that this one is even better. Before I Let Go was a 6-star read. So if this one is even better, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I have Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the second book in the Addicted series. I hear that it gets better going along, so I'm excited. I have The Coworker by Frida McFadden. Like I said, Miss Frida, she does it for me every single time. So whenever I'm feeling slumpy, I go to her. I'm feeling slumping now, which is why I'm reading her book. And I have Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. I've heard so many great things about this author, so I'm super excited to finally read one of her books, even though this does give me summer vibes. So I might just have to pick this up later on. This is the last stack. I have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I think this is going to be my next read after I finish my current read. And this cover is so pretty to me. I have One of Us is Lying. I got this book a really long time ago. I think this is another book that I'm going to be unhauling because I just don't see myself picking it up. I have the Twilight series. I got this from the thrift store. I'm missing Eclipse though, so I'll need to get that. I low-key have actually been wanting to pick this series up. I think I just missed the movies. But the thrift store, this is actually a special edition though. It's like a little poster, and then it comes with a concert series. So yeah, I was very excited to find this at the thrift store. Okay, then last but not least, we have Crush. This is the second book in the Crave series. I have started this book, but I made it to page 232. I don't know when I plan on finishing this. It's a really thick book. Let me count how many this is. Okay guys, did you guess how many? So I counted 63, but it's actually 64 because I forgot this book. Matilda, which I'm sure we all know and love, but I have not read this book yet, so 64. And that's counting like the series. Harry Potter, I didn't count that as one book, but if I counted it as one book, it would be less. But yeah, that's all the books I have on my physical TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you've made it up to this point in the video, you're a real one, but also comment down below this emoji just because I like to see watch my videos all the way through. And it's kind of like an inside joke that only the besties know. So make sure you leave that down below so I know if we're besties or not. But okay, I'm gonna go get to reading because clearly I need to do some reading. And then I have to put all these books back. I'm not looking forward to it, but anything for you guys, anything for you guys. And then I have a lot of mess to clean up. And then some of these books don't even have a home because I need more shelves. Anyways, let me go. Clearly I have a lot of stuff to do. Bye.